All right, we've had a little bit of a delay last time because as we started taking off the T-bolts, I noticed that they're rusted, so we're going to polish those up while we're out here today. So we'll go ahead and get these off this side, then we'll pop the valve covers off. Okay, you can look here on the outside and see the crack as it goes around where the bolt goes in and the inset and the valve cover. Doesn't look to be too big, but until you get underneath here, you can see that it comes from the edge all the way around the offset for the bolt and up into here. It's not completely broken out yet, but it is fixable. Once we get to a point, we've got to get ready for the car show that's coming up in October the 21st in North Wilkesboro. Don't have time to do this and get everything else done that we need to get done, so we'll set these aside for right now. We will certainly do a video on this repair. Very simple, but again, it's a time issue at this point. Okay, let's talk just a little bit about valve cover gaskets. I mentioned the reusables. This right here is also a FailPro gasket, part number 13264T. It is reusable. It's metal inside of here with obviously a silicone clad outside. $60-something a set versus a $12 cork set. It's a matter of preference and financing, okay? There's nothing wrong with using these, and in fact, if these were damaged, that's why I bought the cork to replace them. Again, we're getting ready for a show, so saving 50 bucks on a set of gaskets means a lot. But again, both of them are FailPro, serve different purposes at different price points, both of them equally effective. All right, we're going to put on the driver's side first, and in this case, this Cobra valve cover, this is the oil field here. Okay, it's actually going to wind up going on the other side because these are made differently, the holes in the back. So what that's going to cause me to do is reroute the PVC, because I want to have the PVC valve as close to the vacuum source. In this case, it's going to be the back of the carburetor. I want to have it as close as I can right there. So we'll have to reroute that hose and whatnot, and we'll walk through that. But again, when you're changing this type of stuff, going from one manufacturer to another, this is a Ford. I'm going to a Transdap. These are the things that you have to look at when you're beginning to order the stuff. These little differences like this add 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, a half a day to your job that you had kind of planned on getting done maybe in 30 minutes to an hour. Another thing that you have to consider is the thickness of the valve covers. The valve cover that we just took off is going to be quite a bit thinner, so these little screw-in studs, I'm going to have to back those out just to make sure that I've got enough thread so that my nuts, or in this case the T-handles, have enough thread to bite. All right, and again, you see this is where the PVC valve came out on the other valve cover. So what we're going to wind up having to do is get another hose and make it go to the other side. We've got a little bit of surface rust, and some of it's pitted up enough I probably can't get it all to go away, but we can certainly make the things look a lot better. So I'm going to use the red stick jeweler's rouge on the polishing wheel and just kind of buff them down, and then we'll go back over that with some steel wool and Meguiar's, and like I say, we'll make them look better. They're not going to look perfect, but certainly a lot cleaner and a lot nicer than what we've got here. One more thing, guys, that I probably need to mention. Anytime you're working with one of these things, obviously put safety glasses on, a little bit of a hurry today, but more importantly, don't get in a hurry to the point you're pushing too much pressure on there, because if you notice, a couple times it wanted to kick, but if you're not real careful, it'll kick the thing completely out of your hand, throw it across the shop, or back up in your face. So let the tool do the work. That's why we have jeweler's rouge. I've got a couple different blocks here. I decided to go with the red because I think it would probably do the best job. But as you're feeding in and you're working, light pressure is always better. Very monotonous work, but nonetheless, it's got to be done. Doing a couple things with this polish, obviously it's going to give me a little bit of a coat and slow down the rust, but it's also hopefully going to make it shine a little bit better. I know chrome does not get you home, but it makes you feel better about your ride. Now, dim's pretty. That's what happens when the milk crate that you're standing on decides to kick out from under you. Cut it off a minute. get one out just a little bit. One thing that we need to look at, these little tabs that I'm putting on, they're about 1/8 of an inch thick. You really don't need anything any thicker than that. And to be quite frank with you, on a Chevrolet, you don't really need these things. But I have found over the years, on these older small block Fords, it's a good idea to put them on the bottom of the valve cover, the bottom 3 studs there. And basically all it is just a little tab. As you tighten it down, it spreads the force out across that valve cover. Metal valve covers, the factory ones, and some of the cheaper aluminums and the cheaper chrome plated ones, they'll get a little bit of a warp to them. And again, all this does is help you spread out the force. Number one, you don't have to tighten the valve cover down quite as tight, which is good. I think that's probably why my other one cracked, to be honest with you. But these are good little things to have. But again, I don't use them on a small block Ford except on the bottom. I found that they work most effectively there. This here is an old breather that I've had for quite some time. I actually used to run it on the truck a long time ago. We're going to polish it out real quick. Best stuff that I found around the shop, guys, is Mother's mag and aluminum polish. And I bought her little wheel. We're going to put that in the drill and see if we can't make this thing shine. Now that's pretty. we've got to cut this thing long enough to make the turn, because none of my go-to parts houses has the molded hose that we took off. And you understand, it went this way, and if we try to turn it around, this thing's so old, I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but there's no way to bend it back the other way because it's already started breaking apart. So we're going to make do with something we got laying here, and maybe we'll find the molded hose online, but in the meantime we're going to run this blue hose. It's almost Ford blue, so maybe it'll make the truck run better. Alright, she gets hot 2 or 3 times, maybe she'll be okay. I can see you right now. We're gonna have to cut that thing off. And we went and put all of this other shiny stuff on, and we got to top it off. We can't just put a regular wing nut on there, so we got to put something kind of fancy. Alright, we got the valve covers changed. You saw that we used the reusable gaskets, the rubber gaskets. We also put a different breather and all on it. Got to fix the crack. There'll be a video coming on that. But more importantly, if you see something here you are interested in or you like, hit like and subscribe. I'm looking at my analytics, and well over 50% of the people that watch my videos, and we've had some of them over 6,000 views, are not hitting subscribe. Guys, subscriptions are free, okay? And it does obviously help our channel. So if you see something, please hit like and subscribe. And again, I appreciate very much the few minutes that you spend with me on these videos, and more importantly, God bless.